Age ain't nothing but a number. Getting down ain't nothing but a thing. Both of those statements are problematic. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're good. Hope you're well. Ask Adella, ask Adella, ask Adella, ask Adella, ask Adella, ask Adella is back. Thank you so much for all the questions I've been getting. There are a lot, and I'm going to try and get through as many of them as I can on video. If I don't answer it in a video, I'll try to get back to you privately if you've left your email address. But yes, this one is on the topic of age difference. I'm not going to read their question out verbatim because the vibe I got was that it might incriminate a bit, or it's a bit obvious who she is. So I'm not going to read it out completely, but the gist of it is she is 14 years younger than her partner, and she says everything else is fine apart from that. She's in her mid-20s, he's in his late 30s. Everything else is good, but she's a little bit, I guess, insecure or has a few worries or doubts about if the age difference is going to be a problem. The only thing she's pointed out in here is that they are at different stages in their life, in their career. He wants kids sooner than she does. And apart from that, everything else is good. I think that is it. So I'm just going to answer the question about age difference. Do I think age is an issue or age matters in a relationship? I would say no, I don't think it matters. Obviously, unless it's like problematic. So if it's illegal or if it's clearly like a massive difference in like maturity age. So it might be legal, like someone might be 19 and their partner might be like 40, but to me that's a bit problematic because as a 19-year-old, I don't believe you fully like matured. Whereas I could say I'm 27, I don't feel like I don't think I've got any more maturing to do, really. Obviously, with time, with age, I'll get more experience and maybe a bit of wisdom. But in terms of like brain development or whatnot, I'm not a scientist, but I think I'm pretty much done. So I'm not getting any more mature. So if I was to be with someone who's 50, people might side eye me, but really and truly, we could have a lot in common. So that being said, no, I don't think this age difference in this question is a problem. However, I would say that there are other practical things that come along with the age difference that you probably need to consider. So, for example, she said about kids, her not being ready for kids, he's ready for kids. Completely understandable because of the age difference. That is definitely something that you need to overcome or compromise on or come to agreement on before you sort of proceed in this relationship. And it's not one of those hurdles that you face when you get there. You need to face that now. I would say it's maybe a bigger decision for the woman just because of the physical fact that she has to carry the child. And I'd actually say from my point of view that this one might be easier for you to compromise on because it's the man that is wanting the kids earlier, not the woman. I almost feel like he could potentially wait a bit, only because men can tend to have kids at any age, biologically speaking. Whereas if it was the other way around and it was an older woman who wanted kids now and her husband did not, then I'd say that's a bit of a sticky one, because if you do compromise on weight, then of course we all know that there could be complications that come with having a child when you're a bit older or having a geriatric pregnancy. That's my opinion, but obviously you do have to take into consideration that he maybe doesn't want to have kids he doesn't want to be a certain age as a dad of a certain age child. There are loads of things to factor in. And then obviously you talked about like different stages in your career, and how you're both at different stages and she might have to compromise on things. So those are the two things from your scenario that I would say you definitely need to see if you can come to a compromise or a happy agreement, like you're both happy, not carrying a baby reluctantly, because that could cause some issues. Those are the two things that you need to sort of overcome. And if you can't, then yes, I would say maybe the age difference is a problem and you should not pursue or continue with the relationship. Obviously, there are a few other practical things, like when you both get way older, he's going to be elderly way before you, and you have to think about whether that's an issue. Of course, that's kind of like a hypothetical because people die from a whole bunch of different things at different ages, so there's nothing to say that you're going to like outlive him by decades just because he's just because you feel 14 years older than you. But it is something to consider. If that's something that's going to worry you or bother you as you get older, you should sort of address that now. Apart from that, I don't think there is a problem with the age. And she actually said that everything else about him, pretty much, apart from a few small things, there are no red flags. And it's more, from the story she gave, it's more of like an insecurity when she's reminded of his age from like outside influences, but not actually to do with the two of them and their relationship, and his age is showing up in any way. So in that case, I would say go for it, girl. Would I, if I was single, date someone with a huge age gap? I don't think I would, out of preference. However, I think most times these things don't really happen out of preference or choice. You might just kind of fall for someone who happens to have a massive age gap. And if that was the case, like let's say Keith was 40. I don't know. I don't know. I'd have to be there in that situation to answer that question. But if you are in love with him, which you said you already are, she even says she's attracted to him, which is great. I don't think I would give that up because of the age difference, because you're both fully grown adults. So it's not like you're a teenager and he's a grown man. So that's what I would consider. But main bit of advice is that you need to face those practical hurdles that you've brought up, and if you can come to a happy compromise, I would say forget about the age and enjoy the love. Cool. Hope you enjoyed that video. Hope you think that advice is sound. If you don't, of course, as always, comment down below. This one I feel like I might have split opinions on, or people in the comments might have split opinions on, and I will try to sort of respond to you as early as I can. And like I always say, Ask Adella link is going to be in the description. So if you have any questions, dilemmas, problems, please do ask them there. You can be anonymous or you can leave your details for me, and I will try to get through as many of them as I can. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Love ya.